Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Josh, Canine Apollo, and today we're talking about should you get a male German Shepherd or a female. But before we get into it, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, like our content, comment, let us know what you think about it, and let's get into it. So you're looking for a male German Shepherd or a female German Shepherd. And exactly why I chose a male German Shepherd over a female German Shepherd. I think the better part of that question is what German Shepherd, male or female, best fits your needs and your family's needs overall in general. We're going to cover some different factors that kind of come into play based on my own experience of owning German Shepherds. I've owned a female Malinois before named Sobi. I grew up with a female German Shepherd named Yana, and now obviously my partner, Canine Apollo, who is a male DDR Import. A great example of a well-balanced, great temperament, family type German Shepherd, both male and female, are going to be our friends Lucy, Queen of the Balmain. She's here on YouTube. I'll leave a link in the description, as well as Rex and Phoenix, another male German Shepherd with great temperament and balance, and they are from Australia, who are here on YouTube as well, and I'll leave that in the description below. But let's check out some clips of them so you guys get an idea of what that looks like. Let's go. As you saw in those videos, they're just great dogs overall. Good temperament, good balance, great with kids, great with other dogs. So that gives you an idea of what it's like owning like a family type German Shepherd with, obviously, like Apollo is a retired working dog. So his temperament and behavior is a lot different. He's had different training, more critical to what my needs were. But another big factor would be genetics when you're talking about German Shepherds. Now a lot of people, they don't really take that in consideration when you're looking for like a family type German Shepherd. You know, a AKC or a show line, is pretty much just fine, but always make sure that you do get some information on their background, get them tested with their hip dysplasia, make sure that the breeder does all that for you. But let's talk about that. So I chose a male Import, more specifically for my needs as a canine handler. Me and Apollo trained for well over 8 years working together, the same amount of time. But in selecting the right dog, so when I had Sobi, the Belgian Malinois, Sobi was just like a pistol. She's, Malinois is a lot like a Velociraptor. And a lot of people compare the German Shepherds to Malinois and things like that, which Malinois, Dutch Shepherds, GSDs, they are within the breed, but they're like well off, super out of the breed with different personalities and behaviors. So when I got Apollo, we got Apollo at 11 weeks old. Apollo was already tested for his hips, He was tested for his drive, his temperament, his overall balance as a dog in general. So what I was looking for was a dog that was going to have a lot of control. I needed a dog that was going to be bomb-proof and soundproof, meaning a dog that wasn't going to be afraid when I'm out on a mission, whether that was doing a track, a search, because that's primarily what we did. But that can go into the same consideration for like a patrol dog. Many of those patrol German Shepherds or protection German Shepherds just need to be just sound and bomb-proof, where they just can't be distracted by anything going around them, and the handler's in always full control of those dogs. Now, also within reason, I would say that primarily you're going to see a lot of more of male German Shepherds in the working field as far as military and police canines. And that's just because these guys just have a lot more physique to them. That most of them, I would say 90% of them, are not neutered. So their just temperament and their behavior is just way differently than, let's say, what like a family dog would be if you had that dog neutered. Also, at the same time, you know, female dogs, female Shepherds, you do see them in the working field. And they can do the same techniques, the same jobs as what male German Shepherds do. Just from my perspective and my experience, I've just always seen male German Shepherds just dominating the working dog field. It's just like really key, especially when you're looking for like a working dog German Shepherd, like when you're choosing a male, like with what I did. It's just so important on getting them tested all around. Now, if that's something that you're looking for, you are looking for specifically for like a male or female working dog German Shepherd for your family, maybe for like protection or something like that, I would definitely go with a kennel that specializes in that type of dog. Or definitely, like if you had a friend that had a puppy or something like that, definitely take an experienced handler or trainer out there with you so that they're able to test those dogs for drive and behavior and temperament all around. The most important of any dog, especially a German Shepherd, is training. I can never stress that enough. It doesn't matter if you have a working dog or you just have a regular family pet type German Shepherd. Training is key. These dogs are very, very dominant in nature, especially if you're not familiar with them, and let's say this is your first type of German Shepherd or your first time owning one. You're in for a big rude awakening if you don't do any training. Choose male or female German Shepherd. These dogs always need training. There's never enough amount of training that can go into a German Shepherd. There's always something new to learn, and if you come to a point where you feel like you know it all, well, man, you got a serious reality check and you need to just do some more homework. There's so many different classes out there, so if you're looking for protection, I would say look in your area for a Schutzen class, maybe a protection trainer. If you're looking for obedience, I typically stay away from like the whole PetSmart people. I would go to somebody that's got a lot more experience as far as with maybe some aggression or those type of traits in case you run into those down the road. I would say that like the whole PetSmart thing is just more of like a basic understanding and element of that. But with these dogs in general, you're looking at like a long-term type of thing, and they definitely need boundaries right away. So I would definitely check that out and look for somebody that's going to be most adequate to you. So as you're sitting there contemplating, should I get a male German Shepherd? Should I get a female German Shepherd? Really think about those elements that I told you. What's really going to fit your needs and your family's needs more than anything? When choosing a dog, make sure that you go to somebody that's recognized. You know, don't go to somebody that's a backyard breeder, because ultimately you're going to run into some problems down the road. I always recommend people, you know, I personally don't use AKC. I always buy an imported dog, but that's because I'm somebody that needs a working type dog, and I would never get an AKC dog to do a DDR Import type job. So reiterating, when you're thinking about a German Shepherd, it's really going to come down to your preference. There's no video you can watch. There's nothing that anybody can say, but it's doing your research and finding what's important for you or your family. What's better going to fit your needs well over the spectrum. Make sure that you follow those and really, really do your research with genetics with these dogs. Lots of German Shepherds have hip problems. Those are extremely large vet bills, you know, and that's one thing you have to take into consideration on having a male or a female, is that these guys, are prone, just like any dog, to having certain issues. They do need their constant shots every year and vaccinations. So those are things that you're going to need to take into consideration. I ultimately chose a male because I don't like the posture and the stature of a female. I feel like females are a lot more nurturing. I feel like they're a lot more gentler and calmer. Males just tend to have that alpha type behavior and that mentality, which makes them great for like protection training or just overall doing like police or military work. And I think that's probably why you see a lot more of those in that specific field. Now, within that question of should you get a male German Shepherd or a female German Shepherd, understand that yes, you'll hear a lot of people talk about Dutch Shepherds and Belgian Malinois and German Shepherds are within the same breed category, but these breeds are completely different. If you've never owned a German Shepherd before, never go buy a Malinois. Just because you saw John Wick 3 or you knew somebody that had a Dutch Shepherd, chances are they probably had one before, or they're doing a lot of work with that dog. Those types of dogs need a lot of training, a lot more than a GSD does. They're a lot more high maintenance, because at the end of the day, those dogs are what you see that do the most bite work training out of any breed of the German Shepherds in general. Take into consideration, if you get a female, most of the time working dogs, they're never spayed or neutered. Again, reiterating that. So if you get one that's a female, you're going to have to deal with the dog in heat. She's going to be bleeding. She's going to have all those natural things as a female if you don't spay them. So if you don't want to have those issues, you don't want to have all the neighborhood male dogs cat calling, dog calling your female, make sure that you go get your dog spayed and neutered. Each dog.